Alrighty then, so a hotfix dropped today and it took the Leopard2A4 Revoultion into Armoured Warfare. So I'm going to buy it and let's see what it's about. Generally speaking, I don't think paying for the crew on a premium vehicle is that particularly worth it. It's not really that big of a deal considering that premium tanks. It does look pretty cool though, but I don't think it's that big of a deal considering that premium tanks have increased bonuses, more credits, more XP. And generally speaking, you'll be running with boosters on them anyway, like crew XP, like gold 1, credits, blah 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 blah. So on the top we can see it looks very similar to the 2A4 Evolution. However, this one does come with some minor differences. The 2A4 Evolution has a soft kill protection system and smoke grenades. This one has... Wow, that looks pretty cool. Is that a hard kill protection system? I don't know. Let's have a look. So, it has a soft kill protection system as well. 300 meter activation range. 360. Huh. And it has a pretty nifty 1500 horsepower acceleration engine as well. Same as the Evo. Okay. 120 L44, 800 penetration. The 2A5 has 800 penetration. The 2A4 has 700, so you get better penetration than the 2A4. Okay, that's weird. I imagine it's probably going to be the same armor-wise, so let's quickly check where all the stuff is. So the beak can be a little bit vulnerable, but generally speaking, people won't aim for the beak, they'll aim for the lower plate. It's not really going to help regardless, and if you come slightly above it, just shoot it in there. Your ammo rack seems to be quite vulnerable, so I would probably suggest getting the spore kit. However, versus heat rounds, lovely jubbly, look at that. So you basically, versus heat rounds of 800 pen, you have 600 pen, sorry, let's actually take a look at something else because I realised I cocked up there. Let's say the dragon. The dragon with... no, still not good enough. I want a good missile launcher. Okay, let's go for these. So, 850 pen. That's more like it. So versus 850 pen of missiles, you have a very, very reasonable front. This bit here, so it's just the turret ring and that part of the tank here that sucks, whereas I think the 2A5 has significantly less protection. Let me check that quickly. There we go, look at that. So in comparison, the 2A5 can be penetrated from there, maybe, there. So you have better missile protection and probably better AP protection. I'm not particularly sure on that front. However, you probably don't have the gun handling of the 2A5. It's kind of difficult to tell, really. With a full crew, of course, but I can't really be particularly bothered to do that. Normal rounds apply to the 2A4 Evo. I imagine you'll be playing it the same, you'll just have a better gun. That's about it, really. So, surplus parts crate, first aid cabinet, and a fire extinguisher. Please do not take energy drinks anymore because the level of thermobarics running around on this tier means that fire coming out, it's going to be painful, and I'd say roughly the same retrofits. So, improved Pioneer Toolkit, improved Gun Breach, so let's go and put those on. And I would say a reinforced ammo rack simply because of that massive lower plate. It's not a very good thing, trust me. And last but not least, I would either go for improved Pioneer Toolkit or improved filter systems. In this case, since people are going to be shooting at the sides a lot, or the lower plate, there is a big chance they will be shooting for the tracks. So that is a given. Crew skill wise, I would definitely go for off-road acceleration and field repair, which will give you a 35, about a roughly a 60% boost to your track repair in total. Gunner wise, I'd say go for accuracy and either quick draw or preventive maintenance, although I think those two might be the best. And then finally, loader wise, probably secured ammunition and vehicle expertise or rapid fire and explosive shells. That is generally up to you. So let's compare them all quickly. We don't need to worry about the DPM or anything. So you see, roughly we've got a gun on par with the Leopard2A4, and I imagine we'll probably have eventually a reload time comparable or between these two. So fully upgraded crew, you're probably looking around about 4,000 damage, maybe the same as the 2A5, I'm not sure. You have a good slug of hit points. Overall, far better armor than the 2A5. You have a weaker turret, but nobody's going to pen you there. And you have a significantly better weak spots versus missiles and heat rounds. You may be slightly faster than the 2A5 eventually, however this doesn't really matter that much. You're 4 tons heavier, but that armor package is worth it. You have 9% camouflage. Same gun depression really. Maximum deviation, I imagine you'll probably be able to get the same as the 2A4 Evo or between those two. Aim time 1.8. And your turret traverse will eventually go up with crew skills as well. Commanders wise, I would recommend Philip, simply because he gives you very passive crew skill bonuses. Let's see, repair speed increased by 40%, 20% more anti-material explosives, 22% more crew damage, crew stats increased by 1.8%, 24%, well 25% ammo rack, and a crew resilience improved by 12%. If you desperately wanted to, you could take Juan if you really wanted to. I wouldn't recommend doing that. And then possibly Gear. Where are you? Gear, on the other hand, will give you better crew stats when you get hit and bounce. However, this relies on bouncing things, which versus the same tier MBTs, I would not recommend, as again, your lower plate isn't that big compared to, say, an Abrams. However, pretty much the standard AP pen of most tier 7 MBTs, like even the basic shells of the Ariete can go through your lower plate and will screw up your front as well. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. However, bouncing missiles, you could make a case for that, but overall I would probably say Philip and maybe Juan if you really want to go down that route. That looks pretty fucking awesome. So let's see if we can paint this. Cool, we can paint it. Let's see, red or normal. I'm actually spoiled for choice there. Let's see what it looks in red. Although I feel that German camouflage like this is probably the way to go. We don't have steel, titanium, winter NATO. Let's see. I have to admit, it does look seriously cool. Look at this. Huh. However, as you can see in red there, it does look significantly better, as well as in blue. However, yeah, let's take blue for that one. It does look amazing. The camo system of Armored Warfare is actually something that's incredible. And let's take the American camo. Wow, look at this. Israeli, Desert Wind, Desert Blood, Northern Light. You know what, that looks really fucking awesome. And last but not least, let's take the... There we go, cool. So overall speaking, you should be able to play this like a 2A4 Evo. You do have better penetration, which means you will be far better, you will have a more useful time against higher tiers versus lower tiers, I'm not sure. 700 penetration is usually enough to go through pretty much every tank on your team, and you will probably be able to butcher Merkavas pretty well. And I was actually told that this tank has a different feature compared to the standard 2A4 Evo. Let's see. I'm going to take it for a normal game. Let's just have a quick look at testing ground. So, looks pretty cool regardless. 7.98 second time we'll probably get, and holy shit! Really? That's a full-on directional system. That's actually really good. One word, 360-degree smoke grenades? Wow, that's incredible. I want to wait another. I seriously want to wait another 25 seconds for that. So let's get ourselves in the middle of all these bots. So right now they can basically see us from every angle, I think. There we go. So I imagine, so let's go back a bit. There we go. So you can see us from all the way from there and there. Huh. Fucking shit. I'd buy this. I'd buy it just for that. You can, PvP match, you can basically ride along with your teammates and someone appears behind you, take the smoke grenades. PvE wise, suddenly in the cap zone, smash the smoke button. However, I do think there might be some limitations, and it's that I imagine they probably activate at a further distance than most smoke grenades. And not to mention, it does seem like a waste if just one guy is spotting you from the front. But overall, that's pretty good. Fuck, like I said, I'd get it for that. So just use it like a normal Evo if you have one. You're a frontline tank, you have better missile protection than the 2A5, slightly better weak spot protection, however your ammo rack in the front is still vulnerable. So keep that in mind. Hold down, I imagine you should probably have a pretty good time, however that turret ring and that part there, everybody knows to aim at the turret ring now. However, I'd say go for it, and not to mention the cage protection might help in the end versus missiles. So yeah. It's for a starting price of around, what was it, 9,000 gold? Same as the T72B3. So if I had to match this up versus this, the B3 and the Type 96, I would say that generally speaking, the newbie friendly tank is going to be the T72B3. It simply has the best regular stats out of all of them, highest DPM, best reload time, it's relatively fat to the ground, the armor is pretty decent, and everything like that. And then I would probably say go for the Revoultion because it's a lot easier to use than Type 96B, which has shit for armor. There you go. Just by these stats alone, the fact it's going to work like a regular Evo with some better penetration, you now have, like for instance, actually let's go see right here. So versus a, let's say an Abrams or a Merkava. I just clicked the wrong button. My apologies. This review's going really well, isn't it? Something that I expected to take 5 minutes, I've just immediately cocked up by pressing the wrong button. Don't worry about it. I just want to see how that penetration will stack up. So, I think the extra 100mm penetration, you've gone from tier 8 levels to basic tier 10 levels of penetration. So you should be able to go through most tier 9s, and also be able to. I mean, I think you should be roughly green on most tier 9s, and then you'll have the same penetration on tier 10s, which will be about roughly orange, yellow. So you've gone from probably about, let's say, 80 to 85% on tier 9s and about 50% on tier 10s, which isn't bad. So let's see the armor here. I'm going to choose the 2A5 for this. So the 2A5's basic penetration is 700mm. This is what you'd expect with the Evo. With the Revo, however, look at that. That's pretty snashy. Let's see if we can do the same for the Abrams as well. Leopard2A4. So this is with basic 700mm rounds with 800, roughly 60% chance. And then you can penetrate the T90 pretty well. It's got like only a 200mm thick lower plate. However, hitting it is going to be the steady part. Let's see about these guys. What's up with the type? The main thing with the Type 99 is I don't think you'll be able to penetrate it frontally. Most of the time, we see even here with 800mm of pen, it's still, you could feasibly, but the real kicker is so about this is the part when you'll be able to start penetrating the Type 99 from the side. However, with 800 pen wise, look at that. It's a couple more degrees there, but you are very, very likely to punch through through that sprocket. Let's see versus some tier 10s. Let's pick the Armata. Let's have a look. So, I mean, you basically have the same gun as the 2A5, so we can do this comparison. So the Armata, green spot there. However, as you can see, we fall into the same position as the Type, in which shooting at the side is going to be better. So this is when you can start penetrating the flap and into the tracks, and this is when you can start going through there. Let's see. And then you've got a far bigger part of the Armada's pen. You also have a good 50% chance to go through that part as well, and then also just a little bit more degrees there. So versus an Armada, your chances of going through the side will be dramatically bigger, as you can actually pen that middle part as well. So that's pretty cool. And then lastly, let's go for the XM1A3. See? Big slop of armor there. However, 800 pen rounds, glorious. You got a 50% chance to go through there, and suddenly a far bigger part of the tank has opened itself up here as well. This little bit there, you'll be able to penetrate it from far bigger distances, as well as going through that mud flap there. Normal rounds you have roughly not that great. As you can see, that bit there has actually suddenly turned red. However, with 800mm AP rounds, there you go, you've now got this good square to go up against. So that alone, and the smoke grenades, I'm not sure about the other stats compared to the Evo. The Evo might have some unknown stats that makes it better. I'm not 100% sure on that, but for now it looks like the Revoultion is better at fighting higher tier tanks and has the ability to actually be a team player vehicle as well, with the overall smoke grenades. So I hope you like the review, or at least a very short overview / review of it, and take care everybody. I will see you all on later today, which is Wednesday. Take care for now, and see you for the Hangout stream. Bye!